Okay, so here's a demo of this small pump and the problem that I'm describing. I've set up a very simple demo. What we have here is a pot with some water in it and a pump, a small pump, and it has an inlet hose, which I have valves here because this is how I've been doing the racking for my tanks. I don't want to have to disconnect the whole thing, but this is a valve that I put here. It's a much larger valve. It's 1.5 inches than the pump itself is, so it's not a restriction of any way. And here's the hose that comes from the pump. And again, on the end I have this tip which adapts to my tanks because that's how I've been doing the racking out of my tanks, and I don't want to have to take this whole thing apart. But as you can see by looking in there, it's not a restriction of any way because the actual hose is smaller. So we're going to stick our inlet into the pot of water, way down deep in there. Here's our outlet hose that simply goes out to the yard. This shouldn't be that hard. Let's put some juice to our pump here. Let's see if I can get it to an outlet here. If not, I'll have to bring out an extension. I didn't think of the juice. Give me just one moment. Okay, here's some juice right here. Put the plug into it. If I can reach it with just one hand. Okay, and here we are. Okay, so one hose, one pot of water, one fancy dancy pump. This ought to be a snap, right? Let's give it a try. Prime it, let go, and, well, there's the water, there's the pump, there's the outlet hose. Notice the absence of anything coming out of the outlet hose? Not a thing. Not a drop. Let's stop it. We could reverse it, just in case we're going the wrong way. Doesn't matter, see? Reverse, if this thing had that kind of suction power, like everybody says it's supposed to, there should be bubbles coming out of the spot. Nothing. Zippo. Nada. So, this may be a self-priming pump in somebody's book, but not in my book. So I'll show you what I have to do to actually get this pump to start pumping. What I got to do is fill up this hose with water, in this case, until it is completely full, and all, there's nothing in it right now. It's completely empty, as you can see, right? Nothing, okay? I'll fill it up until it's completely full. Once it's completely full, and the head of the pump is completely full, and then at least half of this outlet hose is completely full, I can reverse it real quick, get some pressure going, and then go back out again, and then get it going. That's very nice to do in this little experiment here, but try doing that with a tank full of wine. So let me just let me put this down somewhere, hopefully someplace where you can still see, and see if I can do it here. I don't know. I'm not that good of a filmmaker, so I apologize. Let's see. This, I don't know where it's shooting at, but well, I'll just try to use my hands at the same time and see if I can somehow get some water into this hose. I use hot water because it's cold out here today, and prime it. So what I'm doing right now, and I hope you'll be able to see this, is just shoving my hands in here, which you really don't want to do with wine, and then doing this. See, just lifting this hose way up in the air so I can get water into the pump to prime it. And if you look carefully over here, you'll see that I've now gone through the pump and actually filled the pump cavity and gotten some water in here. Now let's see. Of course, now I got my camera completely full of water, but let's see if I get lucky, and if I hit it real quick, bingo, there we go. Now we got priming, and hopefully in a little while, you can see a very little bit of water trying to look at the big hose. And you can see, I hope you can see this, that it's trying to suck this water out of there. Not being successful yet, but it's trying, so this big suction doesn't really exist. But if we keep trying, it might make it. I can give it the full boost here. That didn't work. Okay, so we failed this time. We almost made it, but we failed. So let's kill it. And We'll prime some more. We'll get some more stuff in the hose here. Lifting this. Imagine this with wine dough, okay? This is one gigantic pain in the butt when you're trying to do this, you know, with your wine that's now spilling all over the floor. So let's see if we can quickly. Here we go. And now we didn't go that time either. Okay, we almost went, but not quite. Okay? So what I'm going to do now, see, I have water in the outlet hose now. So I'm going to do now is use the old backup trick. I'm going to back it up real quick and then go forward if I can do it fast enough. And, well, didn't work that time either. So you can see what I'm going through. I'm trying, you know, and trying, and eventually, after much fiddling here, I might actually be able to get this thing to start. But not very likely. So imagine the frustration when you're sitting around with all of these tanks full of wine that you have to rack. Or when you're trying to get the wine back from the press, and this is the kind of action that you get from the pump. By the way, this pump, we just put a brand new impeller in it that just came. So much for this pump priming. It doesn't. The chunky pump, exact same issue. You know? So unless I'm from some other planet and there's something that I'm not understanding, something's wrong. These pumps don't work very well. So maybe the folks from More Wine can tell us something that I don't know. But, you know, this is not very good pumping action here. And if I let this go for a little while longer, trying to get it pumped, what's going to happen is I'm going to ruin the impeller, and then I'll be replacing the impeller. Now you see the pump, if you look carefully, you'll see it. Trying to suck that fluid out of there, but it can't. Can't do it. Let's see if I can reverse it. Get some more fluid in here. And go forward again, maybe. Maybe this time? Huh? No. See? I can't. Trying to suck that thing out of there. Can't. Now, if I had enough hands, I could lift this pot up in the air and maybe get enough, you know, stuff going here that we could, you know, see the water in the outlet hose there trying to move, but it can't. If we reverse it, it'll try to bring it back, but it can't do that either. Can't go forward either. So basically, we have a pump that doesn't pump. Now, if I had another hand, I only have two, and one has to hold the camera, I could pick this pot up and get this whole hose filled and get the whole head of the pump filled and get about halfway out the outlet hose, and then I would be able to start pumping. And once it starts pumping, it pumps like crazy. But this is just water, and it's a demo little pot. Now, when you got your hands stuck in a big drum full of wine, and it's precious wine, and it's cost you a lot of money, and it's spilling all over the floor, and you got hoses heading up in the air, and forget it. You know? So I hope they have a better idea than this for these pumps. So there's the demo on the little pump, and why I think that the little pump is not a very good pump, and why I wouldn't buy another one. And when I can, I'll make a demo on a chunky pump, which basically does the same thing. So maybe this pump is broken. I don't know. It seems to be pumping pretty well. I mean, it goes round and round. It's got a brand new impeller. It shouldn't need any more than going round and round and having a decent impeller. The impeller is brand new. The pump is lubricated, and the engine is actually turning. The only reason why it wouldn't pump is because it doesn't pump, or at least it doesn't prime. Once it's primed, it pumps fine. So, you know, I wouldn't rush out to buy one of these. So that is my review of this pump. And I will try to make a video review of the chunky pump when I have some free time. And then I'll move on to reviewing things like this stemmer over here, which by the way was a very nice machine, and the press over there, which was also very nice, and so on. There's lots of other equipment here that we can review that were very nice, but so far so bad for both this pump and that chunky pump thing over there sitting in the corner that frankly I don't really want to start up again. So we'll turn to that one next, but I'm a little busy today, so let's just stick with this one. We'll give this thing just one more try, just for giggles, you know. Okay, so we turn the fancy dancy switch on, and yay, nothing happened. So let's go the other way around. Wow, more nothing. Look at that. Can you see that? It's trying to pull up that water, but it's just too heavy. It's obviously pumping. It's obviously going round and round, but it's not doing anything. So I don't think anybody's ever going to convince me, no matter how much they tell me, nobody's ever going to convince me that these pumps are self-priming, or even close to self-priming, or even easy to prime. It's a nightmare to operate this thing. So that's my conclusion. Hope it helps somebody. Bye for now.